Hello and welcome to summer 2026. I hope you're doing well today. I'm David Adams. I'm the Associate Chair for Public Administration here in the Division of Politics, Administration, and Justice. And I'm going to be with you for the next 5 weeks or so as we go through Introduction to Public Policy. So this course is POSC 315. We're teaching it in the first summer term, and I'm glad you're here. This is the introduction video. I'm going to walk through just a few basics about the class, um, let you know kind of an overview of the syllabus, where to find the materials, what the assignments are, and where to find me if you have any questions. So let me show you here. This is our Canvas page. You go to it when you first open to it, our home screen page. You see my contact information up here at the top. Feel free to reach out however you want to. I have a website you can find, email me. We can set up a Zoom call, or you can schedule a meeting at my website, uh, dadams.io/appointments. I have plenty of Zoom meeting time availability for you. There's also a Discord channel set up that you can find to have some virtual office hours, and I'll be around during these times on Tuesdays, some morning time and some evening time. I'll try to get back to you quickly as possible. Um, Here's some details, basic details about the grades and where to find things. Let me show you this site for the modules. Here you'll find that homepage we were just at, the syllabus for the course, some basic policy material, and the large writing project, or a writing project that we have. It's not very large for the class. And then there is a week-by-week breakdown of videos and slides to watch. There's slides to view, videos to watch, basically, I guess. There's a weekly quiz, and then there's a weekly short component that's going to go with each of our each week to build a paper over the 5-week term. So I can show you the syllabus real quick. Make sure you read syllabi. They are a contract between you, the student, me, the instructor. So feel free to read through this completely on your own. I'll just hit up the main points. The textbook for this class is Birkeland 2020, Introduction to Public Policy Process. Luckily for both me and you, the new edition of this book, the 6th edition, 2026 version, is coming out June. So maybe it's June now and you're finally watching this intro video, just getting with the class, or, May when I'm recording it. And I think we all dodged a bullet there with me not having to record a whole bunch of new material and you not having to buy an expensive brand new book. So we'll work with the 2020 version. It's going to be a little outdated, of course, but we'll try to pick that up in our lectures and the videos that I have prepared for you. There's going to be reading quizzes throughout the term, and then a policy project, a writing project that we have that builds in stages. So your first one is due the first week of the term, Friday, May 29th. It's a one-page memo, and you're going to identify a kind of a policy problem, something that matters to you, and who's involved, what actors are involved. You'll learn about all these different components as we go through each week. But basically, you're writing this thing in a Google Doc, and you're building it over the term, adding new material each week to it. Not a lot of material, just new material. And I want you to be able to share that Google Doc with me. Make me an editor on that so that I can see the work that you're doing, and I can go in and comment and make some adjustments, or kind of give you just some basic feedback on that document. So I'll have a place for you to share that and find more complete instructions in just a little bit about each step along the way. In the end, the entire thing is a 4 to 5 page memo that you're building over 5 weeks. And then there's the last part of your grade is a reflection, a short personal reflection about the term, the 5 weeks together. So basic grading scale. Make sure you get stuff in on time. Make sure that you follow the policy on use of generative AI, large language models like Claude and ChatGPT. Kind of have a pretty clear requirement here for you to check out. And then the calendar of the courses. is all here. So this is the Canvas site. I also have at the site is courses.dadams.io, my course website. And all of the material is linked on Canvas, but also linked here. This may be easier while you're traveling or using your phone to access the material, possibly watching the videos or listening to the videos. But you can see our course right here, and it is organized section by section. You can click to view the lecture, or click to go directly to the. Hello, here we are for me watching recording a video for you. So each is on here. These are also linked directly to your Canvas page in the module section. So you can see in modules where I showed you before, slides, introduction. This takes you directly to that page to find the materials. So it's the same material, both places. This may be easier to access for you. Whichever works for you is just fine with me. Handouts that are on Canvas are also here on this Handouts tab. Information about the generative AI policy. It mirrors the exact same thing that's on Canvas. And you can also find links to different resources around campus. Here's an overview for week to week. You can get a copy of the syllabus right here. And the last thing I want to make sure you know is the policy writing project. So this is the exact same that's on Canvas. Here it just has some nice color, so it's easier to watch for this short video with you. So again, it's a scaffolded project. You're doing everything in a Google Doc. The instructions for that are here. The first week timeline information is a one-page memo. It doesn't have to be a complete page. Just give me a memo about a particular policy problem. It could be anything. So think about in your world what really kind of makes you wonder, why don't we have a policy for that, or something that you see a policy that's there and you don't particularly like it. Why do we have that policy? Who's involved with it? So something that is intriguing, something that you're going to want to stick with and learn more about for 5 weeks is what I want you to pick. By week 2, we're going to talk about defining that problem. All the stuff that we're learning about, so the background, the stakeholders, why we want a public policy for these things, all of this is going to come through our materials that we learn in the course and that you're reading in the book. And then on week 3, you're going to kind of have an alternative matrix. So you're going to think of different possible solutions and then why they might work or might not work. And then you're going to have a rough draft memo during week 4, where you're writing 3 to 4 pages, kind of building everything you've put together so far, the problem definition, the alternative matrix, and then a preliminary recommendation. You're working in that same Google Doc. And then the final memo. This is where you're going to clean it up and move it from 3 to 4 pages to 4 to 5 pages. And then also that same week, turn in your short reflection paper. So one thing to note, the AI policy is kind of dumbrated here, kind of briefly mentioned here, but I do have on this document, and again, the version on Canvas, a sample structure for this memo. So the header, this isn't a research paper. It doesn't need to be written like a research paper. It needs to be written like a professional memo. So a to, from, date, subject line here, a short executive summary, problem definition, that's what you're building in week 2. Policy alternatives, this is what you're building in week 3. Recommendation, conclusion, this is what you're building in week 4, and refining in week 5. I have written for you a complete version of a sample of one of these. This is about a very kind of odd policy called the Wild Free Roaming Horses and Burros Act. It's one of the 70s series of environmental acts that were passed, and this deals with kind of the free roaming horses and donkeys around the country, especially in the western United States. And so I have the summary of it, a full problem definition, some policy alternatives, a recommendation, and a conclusion. And then I've sourced it throughout with various references, referring some to the material that we're learning in the class, the textbook, and a few other different sources here. So that's, if you put that into a Google Doc, it's just about 4.5 pages. So that's really all I'm looking for. It should be pretty manageable for you to do. Other than that, again, the syllabus is here. You can go back to the homepage and view the materials, my contact information. It'll take you right to a place where you can schedule a virtual or in-person meeting with me. I'll be on campus a few days a week. Um, if you want to talk in person, you can just find me there. And again, this is our Canvas page. I'm so glad to have you in this class and hope you enjoy the summer together. I'll reach out typically beginning of the week with an email saying, hey, what's up? This is what you have on deck this week. Midweek, I'll check in to make sure you're doing some work and have reading and have gotten through the material. And then by the end of the week, I'll make sure that you have um, done the material and you remembered to um, do your weekly quiz and are submitting your component for the week for the paper. So that's it. I'm excited to work with you. Feel free to reach out anytime you need me. I'll be around and take care. I'm looking forward to the summer together. All right.